All right, so now we're gonna work on this out here. First thing, from the old stuff, you still need to remove these. I forgot to do that in the last video. These are gonna be a little hard to break sometimes. Put some PB Blaster or some other kind of solvent you have to loosen it up, and then work this stuff all the way out. That's first. There's 4 of them. Remember? All right. And we take our first gasket. We're going to lay that just flat up on top of there. I'm going to go ahead and take my plug out first. Forgot about that. If you see any debris and you can actually get it out with your finger, then do it. Okay? And then we're going to put our first gasket on there. I'm going to put this down on there like this. Get everything lined up, and then we're going to start putting our bolts in. And we're just going to repeat the process. Remember all the pieces that I showed you, we're just going to work all the way through and work our way up to the carburetor. So now I'm onto the second plate. I got those torqued all the way down as hard as I want to get them tightened. Like I said, these right here, make sure that they're up enough to where they're not digging in when you're tightening this down. What I did also was I got in here and I found that my gasket was a little bit bigger, so I took my razor blade and I cut the excess out so that the fuel and the air mixture can come in evenly without hitting that. Also, over time with that cardboard in there, it's going to get wet and it'll end up creating little pieces that can go in there, and that can end up, I don't know, burning through or getting into something. So now I got that in there. I'm taking the second plate and getting it tightened down so that I can move on to the next step. So we'll just get these tightened. Like I said, I'm not torquing these down real hard. I get them in there till they're like almost what finger tight would be, and then I go like another half a turn just to get it in there good and tight. Later on, if you've ever have trouble with it idling or whatever, it might be a good idea to go in and take your carburetor off and check all these bolts. Sometimes they can back out and it can cause a problem with having a vacuum leak or something along that line. If you have a vacuum leak, sucking air in from the side, it can mess up the mixture and cause it not to idle right. Alright, so that's torqued down the way I want it. Next step is we're going to take these bolts off. Try not to lose any of your bolts. I've done that before. Yeah, I got ashy elbows. What the hell? Somebody needs to send me lotion. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't use it for my elbows. Fuck, I just dropped the bolt. Oh well. Well, not a bolt, a nut. You hate it when you drop your nut. Alright. Get these about finger tight. They're going to basically run into the cardboard gasket. Alright, time to go get the carburetor. Alright, when you're getting this on here, I didn't actually show me getting it on there because it was being a pain in the butt. When you torque all this stuff down, it may change which way these bolts right here are aimed. And in which my case, it ended up pinching them together a little bit tighter than I needed, or than it should have been. What I used, okay, I've got the back handle of my adjustable pliers. What I do is I put it in there like that between the bolt on the other side and on this side, and I used it to wedge them both apart a little bit so I could get on there. It was still tight. I was able to get it all the way smashed down on there, so now it's sitting where it's supposed to sit. And I can go ahead and finish up by putting the lock washer on first, and then we put the nut on top of that to get that on there. And we're going to do that all the way around. Alright, found me another clip. I went ahead and clipped that up to that, which is your electronic idler or whatever. And then the vacuum line, like I said, I've got it ran over to here and put that in. I've got these tightened back down, and I've got this to here. It'll run around to there, but I don't have a way to get that hooked up just right now because this is just in there. So we're gonna figure this all out here in a minute once I try to get it started. I still need to run from here over to the fuel line, and this ends up coming right in here for the throttle. Will end up going there, but what you do on this is you take the existing bolt that's already here, and you got to get those loosened up. Get my wrench. And you loosen up this nut right here. If you can. Hold please. Alright, next step. When you put your throttle position cable on here, the mount, it's going to come out here and it's going to have a really little opening right here. So what I did was I pried it and bent it up because the original piece can also be used. So what you do is you grab and you put your little cable in there like it's supposed to, and it'll wrap around it. So you'll be able to pull it, and you can make the sound because you're almost ready. And then you go ahead and you take your rubber gasket, because you've walleted it out enough to be able to fit it in there. You pull that into there nice and tight, because I like it to be nice and tight. And then we adjust this, okay? You want to adjust it almost all the way out is the way it's going to go. That way your cable is tight. I'm trying to find, where's my, that's the wrong one. I always get the wrong one. 12. And let's adjust this out. It's going to go almost all the way to the end. Will be as tight as you can get it. There, just like that. That way it's tight, but it's not going to pull it just yet. Then you go ahead and you screw your other one down on the other side. I mean, you guys can't see nothing what I'm doing, can you? It's okay. When you start looking at it and doing it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Now I'm going to go ahead and tighten these two together. Get that throttle position cable tightened up. There's that. There. Now if that ever pops out, you'll know what's wrong, because you won't be able to make it go woom woom no more. Alright. Hold please, I'm going to go test this real quick. From the last time you've seen me, it's been quite a while now. I've been really messing with this. I got it on. We got, from the alternator, you go up and put this. I was trying to figure out what this was for. Basically, if you go to Airbag Joe's channel, may he rest in peace, he has a how to install Weber carburetor. I went over there and looked at it so I could figure out how to do some of this stuff. And this one right here on top, it doesn't go nowhere. You just cap that off. I put the EGR valve back on because I haven't made the plate to delete it. The fuel line goes all the way over to here, and then I already showed you how to hook up the let me get over here, how to hook the throttle cable up. Okay, and make sure this is really loose. That was something else that he mentioned, was make that really loose. And so I got it started, it's fine, but I ran into another problem. And the problem I figured out after I watched Joe's channel. This middle plate right here, you can't over tighten any of this I mean, you gotta put it so that it's almost like hand tight, and then maybe a half turn more just to tighten it up. That center plate, I broke or cracked it, so now gas is leaking out right there at the corner all the time now. I screwed that up. That's my fault. So I've already ordered another plate. It should be here by next weekend. All right, it's now the next day. My battery ran out on my phone, so I've already uploaded the videos. A lot of you guys have already seen that. The other thing that I ran into was I decided to go ahead and pull the valve cover off, and ran into this bolt right here. I put it on Snapchat already, telling everybody. This one right here, I have an extra one because I used to have a Mazda, so I have an extra one for the head. And this one was missing when I pulled the valve cover off, and I was like, what the hell's going on? So I tried to put it in there, and it won't screw in. So I loosened all these up, lifted it up, and apparently they broke the bolt off in it. So now I'm going to pull this off so that I can get to that and see if I can. I'm going to have to extract it. I don't have a choice. The other thing I did is right here on your exhaust manifold, to help start, you know, to delete emissions. You don't need this anymore. So that, you just cut the wire off. And then these, you just cut all these off. There's a pipe that runs right here, and it runs around through here. That's one of the pipes. Cut all these off. You can actually take these bolts, and if they're not completely rusted, mine weren't, you can tighten them up so that these aren't wiggly, and then put a hammer or something underneath them, take another hammer and just beat them until they're pinched so that exhaust won't come out of them. And then your other pipes here, just cut them off for now and pinch them off. Ideally, you're going to want to get a pace setter header, because that eliminates any of this ugly stuff. It eliminates that can down there. See the can? It eliminates that can, and it helps the airflow a whole lot better. So, problems. This is it. I'm going to start on this on the next video, because this video has been going on for quite a while too. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I'm going to get this. I mean, that's all there is to it. I'm going to get it. And so, yeah, stay tuned, and thumbs up. And whatever, yeah. Oh yeah, the other thing on the Weber, there's a hole right here. I've just put tape over it, and then I'll put the air filter on. I keep trying to drop my phone because I'm wearing these things. I'm getting tired of washing my hands. So yeah. So anyway, see you guys on the next video.